As you know, in the previous update, the developers of Counter-Strike 2, in addition to reducing weapon prices, also made changes to the accuracy of 4 weapons. Some improved and some got worse. Today we will talk in detail about how exactly the accuracy has changed, as well as what is happening with the prices on the marketplace, where in the last couple of days some skins have seen their prices skyrocket by tens of times. This video will be interesting, so make sure to like it right now and let's get started. Today we are talking about the update released on January 29th, but before we dive into this update, let's discuss the one from yesterday, as I didn't make a video about it. It was a microscopic update that fixed a bug with the SG553 aim. They added a progress indicator for the second season in Premier Matchmaking, where we can see that we need to get 25 wins, as well as the Basalt map, which was updated to the latest version from the workshop. This update had actually been there since last year and it was just now added. Now let's talk about the January 29th update. One thing I forgot to mention in the previous video is the developers' intention behind fixing the server crashes. The crashes were preventing us from watching demos of cheaters who were breaking the demos. Some speculated that the fix was necessary for the proper functioning of the Overwatch system, so the demos could work in it, but most likely it's also needed for the system to function properly in the window to increase the number of matches it can learn from. So far we haven't seen any concrete examples of improved performance in the VACnet 3 system since the second season started, but we'll keep an eye on it before we get to the most important part of this video. Let's talk about what's happening with the Steam marketplace in the last few days. I personally only noticed this after receiving a message from one of my viewers, who told me that his FAMAS skin had become literally 30 times more expensive than it was a month ago. Instead of $15, its price rose to $400 on the marketplace. The thing is, there's a bug on the marketplace that prevents people from listing items. The interesting part is that while you can't list items, you can still buy them, which is why some item prices have skyrocketed. The graphs are showing insane growth, but if you try to sell at these prices, you won't be able to, since they can't be listed. For testing, I tried listing a few skins for sale, not to make money, haha, but just for testing, and they didn't appear in the sales list, so be careful if you don't want to overpay. Some people are saying they managed to sell at inflated prices on certain third-party markets like Buff. As far as I remember, a similar bug happened on the marketplace about a year ago. Feel free to correct me in the comments. Hopefully this will be fixed soon. Now let's get to the most interesting part. Just 2 days ago on Reddit I came across a post by a user with this nickname, which presented a study on the spread after the January 29th update. I wanted to make a video about it the same day I saw it, but 3 clicks Philip beat me to it. As you remember, the developers mentioned in the changelog that in addition to FAMAS becoming $100 cheaper, its accuracy had also been improved. On Reddit, after the update, the accuracy of the FAMAS was 8.19 units, while before the update it was 10.45. Mostly, these changes affect the first shots from your weapon, meaning it will be easier to tap. However, the most disappointing part is that in burst mode, where you shoot 3 rounds with 1 click, the spread didn't improve. This is strange because burst fire is the FAMAS main feature and it still doesn't work well, meaning the FAMAS will likely remain unpopular. Thanks to 3 clicks Philip for beating me to the punch, I can use the materials from his video, so big thanks to him. You can find the link to the original video in the description. Here's the result of his spread test when firing single shots at long range with the FAMAS. On the left, before the update, you can see how large the spread was compared to the reduced spread after the update, making it much easier to tap. In my own test I didn't have a before version, but I tried tapping at long range on Inferno and I noticed that the spread became quite small. Besides the FAMAS, there were also changes to the MP9, MP5 and MP7, but their spread got worse in the crouch mode. Here are a couple of screenshots from 3 clicks Philip's video. On the left you can see the spread before the update and on the right after. This is the MP5 in crouch mode, and at first glance it doesn't seem like much has changed. From my own experience, the MP5 still feels the same. It doesn't matter if you spray or not. The most interesting thing is that these changes only affected the crouch mode while walking. The spread, while moving, remained the same. Here's the accuracy table from Reddit. Before the update, the MP5 had an inaccuracy of 6.52 and now it's 9.10, a noticeable deterioration. Although you might not see a big difference on the wall pattern, it's clear that it's worse. Now the MP7, here's the wall pattern again. Again, it doesn't seem like much has changed, but the inaccuracy went from 6.52 to 9.10, so the spread has definitely worsened. When I tested the spray in crouch mode, I didn't really feel much of a difference. Maybe I just don't play enough with these guns, or I don't play enough in general. Lastly, here's the MP9 from crouch mode again. Once again, I didn't feel much difference in the spread, and from the pattern on the screenshot, it looks like the same result. According to the numbers, before the update, the inaccuracy was 6.1, and after the update it became 8.6, a significant decline in crouch mode, but as I mentioned in the last video, these weapons aren't meant for spraying while crouched, they are usually used for running and gunning. You can still accurately spray down your opponents while moving, just as you could before. I'll leave a link to the Reddit post in the description so you can check it out more thoroughly, as well as a link to the Google document that lists all the gun's stats from the game itself. That's all for today. Thanks for watching the video to the end. This was Reveal. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and see you in a next damn video.